Hello and good morning. Take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. I don't know why we're starting there this morning, but it just felt right. It really did. Hello and good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Andrew Hawkrattle. You can just call me Hawk. Very easy. If you want to connect with me, you can follow along at hawk.co on any social media. And again, you can just call me Hawk, H-O-C-H. It's very German, very, very German. But thanks for joining us today. All these people, Ashi, Nick, Jennifer, Dimitri, right? It's always the same people, and it is so nice to see the same people again and again. Hi, Gregory. So today is going to be a very fun day. You get to hang out with me, not only for the Daily Creative Challenge, but for the stream right after this. So I am on a marathon, and you're stuck with me for the next 2.5 hours. So make sure you stick around after this stream. Now, Isabella, wow, everyone's saying hi. That's so encouraging to see in chat. Hi, Wade. So I'm going to show you all how you can get connected with these daily creative challenges. If I haven't said that already, this is what this is. Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges. Every day, we are doing a new and exciting challenge. So let's hop over here and at behance.net/challenge/illustrator, we are going to be working with these, working on this page. You can click this button to take the challenge and start doing those daily creative challenges with me. Or you can come down here and watch some of the replays of the last videos that we've done. Today, we will be making a moon chart. It's going to be very fun. And the key concept that we are doing today are textures. We'll be working with subtractive and additive textures. So lots of texture work here. It's going to be super, super fun. And somebody had requested this, so we're going for it. We're going to do it. And yes, Keith, thanks for, grab some coffee. Enjoy that coffee. So a way that you can get involved with our community is to go to this link right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. AI Discord, that's where you get connected and where you can post all of your work. And by all of your work, I mean all these daily creative challenges we have been doing. It's easy to go back and catch up if you've missed them. But let's look at some of the ones that people have been doing. Let's hop over to Discord. Wow, y'all have been absolutely killing it, doing some cool stuff. So yesterday we did creating a galaxy. This one used the spiral tool, which was really fun. They added some blur on that to give it some momentum. Love it. Great job, Lady Alexandra. Wow, look at this. We made freeform gradients yesterday. So lots of color happening here. Really, really fun stuff. So when you are done with your daily creative challenges, click on that link that Wade just dropped. Go join our Discord, and then you can drop your challenges in here and get feedback from me, our friend Colby, Kathleen, Jack, Rocky's in here, and of course the patron saint of Adobe Live, our friend Tim. Wow, somebody right now is dropping in all of their challenges. Great job, CJ DeMille. Look at that. Hopefully you're watching. You're doing great. A+. Extra credit for you. You know what? You get 100 points extra credit. Let's make it 1 million. Let's make it 1 million points of extra credit. Currently in the lead is our friend CJ DeMille. All right, so let's hop into our daily creative challenge today. Do we want to just hop over in Illustrator? Like, what do we do? Oh, you know what? I forgot. So if you're just joining us, hello, I'm Andrew Hawkrattle, and I live to do something that is called infotainment, where I give you a little bit of information with a lot of entertainment. So if you haven't joined us, every single challenge has been a theme of space. We've been creating stuff based on the idea of space. I like to kind of provoke your imagination. So as we create something today, you don't have to follow along with this. We're doing moon phases using texture, but maybe you want to create your planet climates using texture. That's totally fine too. We just want to learn the concept, and we do it through the lens of space so that it's fun and engaging, and hopefully you remember it a little more. So with that said, you all know what to do. You need to drop some stars and some spaceships in chat, and we're ready to blast off into space. We did it. We are here in space. If you're just joining us, yes, it's a little crazy. Yes, it's a little weird. Yes, people are very confused about the intro, but that is here for hopefully you to remember your time learning with us. We are going to space. So as we can actually see, let's look at our space again as we float through space at this planet right here. So this planet, you can see, has a little bit of a shine behind it. You can see the light kind of on just this edge. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be creating texture and making some moon phases, which will be very fun. I actually have a cheat sheet because I can never remember the moon phases. There is something called waxing gibbous. Have you ever heard of the idea of waxing gibbous? I'd never heard of it. So we're going to be making this today. I'm going to show you how to make textures, how to use textures in your designs. So let's go ahead and click on this button. Take us over to our working file. Now, if you haven't grabbed this source file, you can at behance.net/challenge/illustrator. You will need this file 100% today because it has textures in it. So our challenge is to design an illustrated moon phases chart using custom textures. I'm going to use some textures. So we're going to use the Pathfinder and Opacity Masks today. Hello, Valder, just popping on through. Okay, so here's what we need. I was going to say something and I totally forgot, so we'll just keep going. Oh, that's what it was. So our quote today is, "You want the moon? I'll throw a lasso around it." Let me know in chat what that's from if you know. So this is going to be very easy. I'm actually going to make a little bit of a gray background here. It just feels right for the moon, right? We can't have a white background. What are we doing here? So I'm going to do a little bit of a darker background. There we go. And I'm just going to lock that down. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and start working here. Very easy, the new moon. We did it. We made the new moon. It's done. Like, it's really done. So what we can do is we're going to use the additive texture here. And what we're going to do is grab one of these textures here, and I've created these. These are literally pictures of my carpet and my wall that I've auto-traced to grab a texture. And today's going to be a little processor heavy, but we're going to get through. So I'm just going to grab this texture and I'm going to put it over the moon right here. So as you can see, it is now floating. Let's go ahead and bring that to the front. It's floating above the moon. You can see it's outside and it's just kind of smacking on top. So there are different ways of texture. Additive basically throws dirt on top of it. Subtractive is like a hole punch that it punches out of it to show what is beneath. So what we're going to do is we are going to use a clipping mask and create a copy of this shape. We're going to do Command V and then Command Shift Alt V, and that will paste in place. I was going to paste it exactly where it is. I'm going to select that top object and this texture. We're going to right click and do Make Clipping Mask. And what that's going to do is it's going to change the opacity to just effect inside that mask. Now we're going to make this a little bit of a lighter gray. Right here. There we go. Now this is gray. And we are going to come out, select the shape, and we'll change the blending mode to multiply. Yes, it's a wonderful life. Yes, it's awesome. So we will multiply, and now we have some texture on our moon, right? This is a new moon, so there's not really a lot going on here. Now we have, actually, I think that the new moon is darker, right? The new moon is pretty much... Let's go one shade lighter. There we go. A new moon is pretty much nothing is showing. So next, we're going to continue on with adding this texture. And the first one we have is waxing crescent. And a waxing crescent, let me see here. There we go. Yep, waxing crescent means that the sun is shining just on this little edge. So a great way to do this is to take our moon, and we are going to click, hold Alt and Shift, and drag it. And you'll see that it is making a copy. So now we have another one. So just this part is showing. Now what's really great here is we're going to use the Pathfinder tool. Let's do that. We're going to use the Pathfinder tool, and we are going to cut out this top shape from this bottom shape. So I'm going to make a copy of this bottom one. And now I'll select these two, and this is going to be subtractive. So think about it that this is punching through, right? It's going to punch through that shape. So we are going to go over here to our Pathfinder panel, Window, and Pathfinder. And because they are selected, let's go ahead and make this red. There we go. So that top red one is going to act as a hole punch and punch out the bottom shape. So we're going to hit subtract right there. And now you'll see we have this other shape. I'm just going to grab this gray that we're using over here. And now we have a waxing crescent moon, right? I believe. Oh, it's the opposite way. It is the opposite way. I have failed you. I have lied to you, dear team. All right, cool. So now we have the waxing crescent, and let's do some subtractive texture. How about that? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to grab another one of our textures. I'm just going to bring it up here. And subtractive texture, what I want is I want the lightness that's happening here to show through a little bit more, to have some of those splotches go through. So what I can do instead of creating a clipping mask and working with all that is I basically want to hole punch this texture out of this shape. So I'm going to right click and actually I'm going to go to Object, Compound Path, and Make. That's basically making all of these paths one shape. So now I'm going to select this one shape of the texture and the shape below it and do that hole punch, right? That is subtractive texture. And now you can see, as I move this around, it is see-through. If we put something behind it that is, let's say, red, working with texture, we now have subtractive texture, that this has become a new shape, right? Kind of cool. So we are going to make this over here. There we go, just line it right there. And now I have a waxing crescent. We probably want this same texture on our moon, so I'm just going to click and drag that texture over. Let's rotate it a little bit, and there we go. So we have this shape on top, then we have our textured moon behind that. Kind of fun. So let's continue on and do another kind of texture. There's so many ways to do texture, y'all. There really, really are. And in design, there are no wrong answers, right? No wrong answers, 0. So next up, we are going to do, let's see, a first quarter. I believe that that is just about half. Yep, it's just about half. Hello from India. Hello. Wow, friends from India. Super cool. So what we're going to do with the first quarter is waxing crescent. Okay, first quarter is there will be white over here. I'm just making sure that I'm not lying to you at all. Okay, cool. So that's first quarter will be this side. So we're going to make 2 of these shapes. Again, we're going to make a circle that is lined up perfectly to this other circle. Let's make them 2 colors. So we're going to be punching the yellow out of the red. So we're going to select the 2 of those. Again, we're going to use the Pathfinder tool and hit subtract. It's going to punch that out. Now we have our great little piece of the moon. You want the moon? Throw a lasso around it. This is the light that is shining. Now we're going to do a different technique for masking this one. We're going to grab one of our textures. We're going to come up here and put it over this shape. And now instead of doing a clipping mask or doing any kind of Pathfinder, let's say that we kind of just want to be able to edit it in the long run. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this object, then the object that we want to mask, so these 2 with the textures, come over here, and somebody requested this yesterday. We are going to click on Make Mask, and instead of using the Pathfinder, we are making an opacity mask, right? Kind of fun. So we're going to hit Make Mask, and now, oh, I did something wrong. Let's see what I did wrong. Let's see if we make this. Make mask. There we go. So what we did is we made an opacity mask. And we just want these elements. Let's see if we invert mask. Oh, I think I need to make it white. Actually, let's try something different. So that works in white. It's not a great example though. I want to have the prime examples for you. Y'all are worth it. So this is a picture of my wall. Right? This is just a picture of my wall. I love my wall. It's a picture of my wall. We're going to bring this to the front, and I'm going to go into outline mode and select that wall as well as this shape underneath. And now what happens is when I hit Make Mask, it is going to make a opacity mask of that texture, right? So it doesn't have to be black and white. It's taking the value. So everything that is a bright Oh, I think you guys are right that this is not right. That's okay. So all along, we've been working with the correct moon. So what we've done here is we have created an opacity mask. And I'll do that one more time for you, is you can grab literally any photo that you want. Doesn't have to be black and white, can be in color, anything that has texture. Go out and take a picture of your carpet. Take a picture of the sidewalk. Do whatever you want. And we are going to select these two. So we're going to select the moon as well as the texture on top. And we're going to hit make mask. And what it's doing is all of the dark colors will get punched out. All of the light colors will stay. So now when I come over here and let's say I want to make a shape behind here that is red, if I put this on top, you'll see that that red is showing through in those shadows. So kind of cool. And then what's really great is this is active and live. So let's say that the texture isn't quite what I want. I can click on it, come back over here to opacity or transparency, sorry. And then I can click on the mask. So see here, there is the shape and then there is the mask. We can click on the mask and actually drag this around and it will update in real time. Right? So that way we can augment and change the texture as we want it. And as we go forward, we can augment that by just selecting the little thumbnail here. Right? It does. It feels like the moon. It definitely does. All right. So let's do one more version of texture. Let's see, waxing gibbous here. Waxing gibbous will be a little bit more. So again, he was just floating upside down in the fourth dimension. Yes. So let's try this. Let's use. Oh, let's do that. That could be fun. Let's do an opacity mask to make the waxing gibbous instead of a clipping mask. So again, there's all kinds of ways to play with texture and to play with masking. We're going to make this black. And I think what's going to happen here is if I do an opacity mask, let's check. That is not going to work. So again, an opacity mask, if it is black, it is going to punch it out. If it is white, it is going to keep it. So this will be more of an example to show you than anything. Oh, there we go. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to make this black shape and this white shape a group, right? We're just going to make it together, and I think this will work. And I want to explain to you that in the opacity mask, the white part will stay and the black part will go away. So when I group these two, right, they'll come on top of that other moon. I'm going to go into outline mode and select the other moon. So now we have the opacity mask of this black part and this white part together is over the moon. With all of that selected, we are going to make a mask and see if it works. It worked. So what it's doing is it's using this opacity mask that the black here is taking away from the shape underneath it and the white is staying. What's great is I can come in here and if I want, I can edit these as live shapes to make the moon whatever I want it to be. Check this out. Ooh, solar eclipse. Solar eclipse on the heart. I'm sorry. So we're going to make this a waxing gibbous. So that's a very easy way that I can augment and change without doing a clipping mask, doing the opacity masks here. And that can work with texture or it can work with other shapes. You just need to make sure that you do black and white as one group. Going into outline mode, great question. Great question. You can hit Control or Command Y and it will show you all of the outlines. So you'll see it actually gets a little bit crazy with some of this texture with those outline modes using the opacity masks or using the clipping masks that we have. But if we use this opacity mask, let's actually pull this up here. When we go into outline mode, you'll see that it is clean, but it still has this opacity mask in it. So if you can work with opacity masks, very much try to work with them because doing clipping masks with these big textures gets kind of crazy. Gets a little bit wonky every now and then. But Illustrator in the latest update has pushed an update to maximize your performance when working with a ton of anchor points like this. So it should be very easy for you to do that. Great question. Yes. So again, maybe this time I also want to grab some of this texture, right? So in our opacity mask that we have here, we have the black and the white that is opacity masking this circle. So let's say that I'm like, man, I want to put some texture on there. I'm going to copy this texture, come over here, select this opacity mask that we're doing, click through to the opacity mask. And now with that selected, I can actually paste the texture in here. And because it is a black texture, you'll see that it is now punching out what is happening on this shape, right? Kind of fun. So I'm going to delete this just so we can see. So, oops, I deleted the wrong thing. Hold on. Hold, please. Please hold. There we go. So we have our opacity mask on here. We have the full circle shape, which is great if we want to. We can scale this up. Oops. And if you want to keep the texture right where it is, you can unlink. So you click this unlink, and now we can change this to any shape, and it will keep that mask underneath, but the shape will just show through. So you can actually see what's happening under the hood there. That's the reality of what is happening. But let's bring this back into an actual circle. If we come in here and start moving these around, we can make less or more using that opacity mask of the moon. And then we also can scale and move all of the different elements right here with those textures. So pretty cool, right? So what I want you to do is play around with these textures, play around with the different opacity masks, and maybe show me when you are doing a clipping mask or opacity mask, put a color behind. Oops, I did that in the wrong place. Maybe put a color behind or put some space dust behind your shapes and show me that it is indeed opaque, that it is an opacity mask. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I know it was a lot. I know it was a little bit of a fire hose, but you can always go back and rewatch these. We covered a lot of different things. So go back, rewatch this video, but don't do it right now. What I want you to do is stick around for more me and our friend Nina from Weekday Studio. I will be hosting her as she designs live and we work on a brand. And yes, if you have questions, you can definitely hop into bit.ly/AI Discord. I will be there in just a few minutes answering all of your questions. But yes, coming up, so we have Nina sticking around with me. Hang out for that. Let's welcome Nina when we go over to that stream with a bunch of space emojis. You know how it works. And then coming up, Howard after that, good old Howard Pinsky, Kyle T. Webster, and finishing the day off with Voodoo Val. So fun stuff coming up. And again, if you want to get involved, you can go to bit.ly/AI Discord. Drop your challenges in the daily challenges channel right there. And I will be back again tomorrow, same place, same time, but I also will be back again in about, 8 minutes with our friend Nina. Again, if you want to connect with me at any point, you can follow along at hawk.co. You can click somewhere on Behance to subscribe and follow me around. And yes, for those of you that are saying that you got a little bit lost or that masking is a little bit difficult, it can get very complicated. So I know I threw a bunch at you today, but it should be that you can go back and rewatch those, go by the steps, and once you start to get the hang of it, it should be easy for you to pick up. So I know we went fast today. I know there was a ton of content, but hopefully you will go back and watch those. But hopefully you won't watch them right now because in just 5 minutes, we will be hanging out. And I'm actually going to leave this chat live for a little while. Feel free to stay and hang out, and I will see you right back, not in a space costume, with a special guest. Let's see if I can make a 5-minute transition. And you guys are all great. I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for showing up. This is a big encouragement to me, especially right now, not getting to see friends. It's great to see all of my friends every day. And Tunk, sure, we'll do a giveaway. You asked for it, we'll do a giveaway. Same thing. Drop your space emojis in chat when we start the next stream, not till then, and I'll pick a winner, and I'll actually just announce it live on the stream, and you can send me a DM here on Behance, and I will send you a font. I believe I have to follow up with our last winners. But thanks so much for tuning in today. Stay tuned, and I will see you all in just a minute.